What's going on there, everyone? Well, this story from PJ Media should come to no surprise to anybody. The people that would possibly be surprised by this generally are so ideologically driven, they're just going to look past it and not care one bit. Let's get into it. Ilhan Omar demanded protection for company linked to terror group Al Shabaab. That's not shocking. With all of her previous past statements, who's surprised here? Al Shabaab is responsible for many terrible terror attacks. A couple of examples are the 2015 attack on the University of Kenya, in which 147 people were killed and 79 others were injured. The attack on Westgate Mall in Nairobi, in which 59 innocents were killed and 150 were injured. In other words, we're truly talking about one of the world's most bloodthirsty terror groups in the entire world. As such, it should come to no surprise to anyone that Al-Shabaab is linked to Al-Qaeda. Imagine that, Most of these groups in the Middle East are all linked in some form or another. It's just how things go over there. It's a crazy place. A crazy land that time forgot. What is surprising, however, is that a company that's known for providing financial support to Al-Shabaab can count on the support of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Yeah, she has a nasty little habit of supporting everything anti-American, everything anti-Israel, everything anti-Westerner. That's what she's about. It's just a fact, people. You can see it all the time, everywhere. Somali government and peacekeeping forces need to protect at Hormuz and the Somali telecom industry as they make enormous contribution to the economy and provide vital services. During my visit to Somalia in 2011, I was surprised by the quick evolution of technology in Somalia. Ilhan Omar. We're not holding you back. If you're really impressed and everything and surprised, man, go back. You can do that. We have no leash on you. And I know there would be millions of people very happy to see you go. Very happy. The Clarion Project explains Congresswoman Ilhan Omar called for the protection of a Somali company with clear and known terror connections. The company Hormuz Telecommunications was founded and is run by Ahmed Nur Ali Jamal, a chief financier of the Al-Shabaab terrorist organization, Al-Qaeda's affiliate in Somalia. Although most political commentators seem to have missed the tweet in which she does so, Muslim reformer Muhammad Tawahidi, did see it. Tawahidi points out at the Times of Israel that a 2009 UN Security Council report has detailed the involvement of both Jamal and Hormuz with Al-Shabaab. Quote, according to the July 18th, 2011 report of the Somalia Eritrea, excuse me, my brain goes retarded sometimes, Sanctions Committee's monitoring group, Jamal is identified as a prominent businessman and figure in the Al-Shabaab charcoal sugar trading cycle and benefiting from privileged relationships with Al-Shabaab. Jamal also controls Hormuz Telecommunications. Hormuz Telecommunications is a company identified as being one of the single largest financiers of Al-Shabaab, which includes large lump sum payments to Al-Shabaab in hundreds of thousands of dollars, and these payments to Al-Shabaab were facilitated, by Jamal. Hormuz Telecommunication Company has provided key material and logistic support to Al-Shabaab, including weapons, private fighters, and ammunition. Although a lot has been written about Representative Omar's private life, which isn't so private anymore, I consider this a far more important subject. She's either knowingly or unknowingly, in both cases it's unacceptable, supporting a company that's a known financier of terrorism. American voters and journalists have the right to know what Representative Omar knew about Hormuz telecommunications. Gee, I tell you what, today is not a good day for trying to speak, is it? when she published her tweet in support of the company. And what she has learned since, she will take back her previous support for Hamoud? No. Or does she still stand by it? If so, why? Does she disagree with the UN Security Council resolution? Does she think she knows better? If so, how? And if not, why hasn't she deleted her tweet and expressed regret for writing it? If the UN Security Council resolution is correct, Representative Omar can't be let off the hook. Well, this is, it's just continuing to see something we've been seeing for a while with these progressive Democrats. They can say whatever they want and not really get any trouble for it. It's just as simple as that. What I think the underlying issue is, besides her just being completely anti-American, is it's the Democratic Party itself. They know they have a problem right now. They know they have a very big fracture within their party with the progressives and the moderates. They already know they seem weak from the outside. They look weak. You can see it all over the place. You can see how Nancy Schumer, although she doesn't want impeachment, people like Jerry Nadler and the like are all about it and actively trying to pursue it against the will of Pelosi, the head member of the Democratic Party right now. You wouldn't notice that. But, yeah, they're so fractured to the point where they can't call these people out. You see it on the right all the time where someone on the right says something stupid or does something stupid. We call them out. We will talk about it. And we will condemn them for it. But you don't see that on the left right now. Because they can't afford to. In their minds, they can't afford to. In reality, they can't afford to keep letting people like her have a voice in the government. You know, the American government. That country she seems to not really care for too much. She must, or much rather, cater to the sandbox, the Middle Eastern countries. And they just won't call her out for it because they know all it's going to do is put more focus on the Democratic Party and the problems they're in. And they're not going to do that. But who's it really hurting? Who's it really hurting? Are they scared of hurting their party? Because they need to be scared about hurting the American people with this woman's rhetoric. And her constant support of terroristic organizations. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Like I said, the only thing I could really come up with is that the Democratic Party is scared to look bad. In their minds, what would be perceived as bad because, they look bad pretty much 90% of the time. And I'm giving them 10% just to be polite. They don't come up with nothing good. All their plans and proposals would bankrupt the United States and further sow the seeds of divide within the country. You know, united we stand, divided we fall, people. And this woman right here, Miss Ilhan Omar, she's trying to make us fall. She wants us to fall. That way her and her little squad of crazy radical leftists can try to rebuild the country in their image. Which would be just catastrophic for the world, not just the United States. But I'd love to hear your comments on this. Whether you think it's just another example of why this woman should not be in the position of power she is in, or whether, who cares? You know, maybe it's my problem that I take offense to her anti-American status. I don't know, but I'd love to hear your comments. And as always, like, share, subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side.